Most people think power begins with money, status, or intelligence. Machiavelli would tell you otherwise. Before people hear your words, they judge your appearance. Before they respect your ideas, they decide whether you are worth noticing. The world is unfair, and first impressions often become lasting impressions. That is why becoming obsessed with your appearance is not about vanity. It is about strategy. It is about understanding that your face, your posture, your clothes, your grooming, and the way you carry yourself send a message long before you speak. Every detail tells people whether you value yourself or not. If you neglect your appearance, many will assume you neglect your life as well. But if you present yourself with discipline and confidence, people naturally treat you with greater respect. They listen more carefully. They remember you longer. They even expect you to succeed. This is not magic. It is human psychology. Machiavelli understood that perception shapes reality. The strongest person in the room is not always the most capable. Often, it is the one who looks composed, confident, and in control. In this video, you will discover why your appearance is one of your greatest weapons, how it influences every interaction, and how mastering it can quietly change the way the world responds to you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. You might not see me again. Your appearance speaks before you do. Long before your voice is heard, people have already formed an opinion about you. They notice your posture, your clothes, your grooming, the expression on your face, and even the way you walk. It happens in seconds, and most people are not even aware they are doing it. Machiavelli understood a simple truth about human nature. People believe what they see before they believe what they hear. You may have brilliant ideas, strong values, and great ambitions, but if your appearance communicates carelessness, many people will never stay long enough to discover your true qualities. This may seem unfair, but the world has never promised fairness. It rewards perception. That is why wise men do not complain about first impressions. They master them. Think about the most respected person you have ever met. Chances are they looked composed before they even spoke. Their clothes fit well. They stood with confidence. Their eyes were focused. Their movements were calm. Nothing about them seemed rushed or desperate. They understood that every small detail sends a message. When you look disciplined, people assume you are disciplined. When you look organized, people expect competence. When you look confident, others become more willing to trust your decisions. This is not deception. It is communication without words. Every morning, your appearance tells a story. The question is whether that story works for you or against you. Many men spend years learning how to persuade people with words, while ignoring the silent language that speaks every second they are visible. They wonder why they are overlooked at work, ignored in social situations, or underestimated by strangers. Often the answer has little to do with intelligence. It begins with presentation. Imagine two men walking into the same room with the same education and the same skills. One looks clean, stands tall, maintains eye contact, and carries himself with quiet confidence. The other slouches, wears wrinkled clothes, avoids eye contact, and appears exhausted. Before either man says a single word, people naturally expect more from the first. That expectation changes every interaction that follows. Opportunities often begin with expectations. Respect often begins with perception. This is why becoming obsessed with your appearance is not about feeding your ego. It is about respecting yourself enough to present your best version to the world every day. You cannot control everyone's opinion, but you can control the signals you send. Your appearance should reflect discipline, purpose, and self-respect. It should quietly announce that you value excellence and refuse to settle for mediocrity. Machiavelli believed that perception is one of the greatest forces in power. Those who understand this shape the opinions of others before a conversation even begins. Those who ignore it spend their lives trying to correct impressions that should never have existed in the first place. Every mirror becomes an opportunity, not for vanity, but for preparation. Every outfit becomes a decision. Every haircut, every clean shoe, every straight posture, and every confident step becomes part of the image you project. The world is always watching, whether you notice it or not. Make sure what it sees works in your favor. Respect is rarely demanded successfully. It is earned long before anyone decides to admire you. One of the fastest ways to earn it is to look like a man who has control over himself. Machiavelli understood that people naturally associate outward discipline with inner strength. They may not know your habits, your character, or your achievements, but they can see how well you take care of yourself. That visual evidence becomes the foundation of their judgment. A man who neglects his appearance often sends a message he never intended. Wrinkled clothes, poor hygiene, bad posture, and a tired expression can suggest laziness, low standards, or a lack of self-respect, even when none of those things are true. On the other hand, a man who consistently looks clean, well-groomed, and physically fit sends a different message. He appears reliable, focused, and capable. That impression creates opportunities before he even proves himself. Discipline begins with the small things: waking up on time, making your bed, exercising regularly, grooming yourself, keeping your shoes clean, and wearing clothes that fit properly may seem ordinary, but together they build a powerful image. These habits tell the world that you are not controlled by excuses or comfort. They show that you have standards. Many men chase expensive watches, luxury cars, and designer brands, believing these things will make them look important. In reality, true respect comes from consistency, not from price tags. A man wearing simple, clean clothing with confidence often commands more attention than someone hiding behind expensive labels while lacking discipline. Your body also reflects your daily choices. You do not need to become a bodybuilder, but you should strive to become the healthiest version of yourself. Regular exercise improves your posture, increases your energy, sharpens your mind, and builds confidence. When you stand tall and move with purpose, people notice. They may not compliment you directly, but they respond differently. They listen more carefully. They take your words more seriously. They assume you are someone who follows through on commitments. This is the quiet power of self-discipline. Grooming is another area many men ignore until it becomes a problem. A neat haircut, trimmed facial hair, fresh breath, clean nails, and healthy skin are not signs of vanity. They are signs that you pay attention to detail. Machiavelli knew that those who master details often appear more competent in every area of life. If you cannot manage your own appearance, people may wonder how well you manage your responsibilities. Every detail matters, because every detail communicates something about your mindset. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. You do not have to look like a celebrity to earn respect. You simply have to become the kind of man who refuses to neglect himself. Over time, these daily choices transform more than your appearance. They reshape your identity. You begin to think differently because you act differently. Confidence grows because you know you have done the work. Respect follows because others can see the evidence of your discipline without you ever mentioning it. That is the lesson Machiavelli would admire. Power does not always come from speaking louder than everyone else. Sometimes it comes from quietly becoming the man whose discipline is impossible to ignore. Most men dress for the life they have instead of the life they want. They tell themselves they will improve their appearance after they become successful, get promoted, or achieve their goals. Machiavelli would argue the opposite. If you want people to believe in your potential, you must first give them a reason to see it. Your clothing is not just fabric. It is a signal. It tells people how seriously you take yourself. Every time you walk into a room, your style silently answers an important question. Are you a man with purpose, or are you simply going through life without direction? People notice these things more than you think. They may never mention it, but their behavior changes because of it. A man who dresses with intention often receives better treatment, more attention, and greater trust. This is not because expensive clothes have magical powers. It is because thoughtful presentation suggests thoughtful character. The key is not to impress people with luxury. The goal is to express confidence through simplicity and attention to detail. Wear clothes that fit properly. Keep them clean and well-maintained. Choose colors that complement each other instead of chasing every fashion trend. A well-fitted plain shirt often looks stronger than an expensive designer shirt that fits poorly. Quality always speaks louder than unnecessary decoration. Many men make the mistake of believing appearance is about attracting women. That is only a small part of the picture. Your appearance influences employers, business partners, clients, friends, and even complete strangers. A sharp appearance creates positive expectations before any conversation begins. It opens doors because people naturally assume that someone who takes care of himself is more likely to take care of his responsibilities. This is the psychology of perception, and it has existed throughout history. Consider how leaders, successful entrepreneurs, and respected professionals present themselves. Their clothing usually matches the image they want the world to see. They understand that every choice contributes to their reputation. You do not need a wardrobe full of expensive suits to achieve the same effect. You simply need consistency. Own fewer clothes if necessary, but make sure each piece fits well, is clean, and reflects maturity. Avoid dressing carelessly just because the occasion seems casual. Your standards should not depend on the opinions of others. They should come from your own self-respect. Dressing well also changes your mindset. When you look prepared, you begin to act prepared. Your posture improves. Your confidence increases. You speak with greater certainty because you feel more capable. This is why many successful men have a daily routine for choosing their clothes. They remove unnecessary decisions and make excellence a habit. Over time, that habit becomes part of their identity. Remember that confidence is not created by expensive brands. It is created by knowing that every detail reflects your standards. Machiavelli believed that image influences power because people respond to what they can see. If your appearance reflects discipline, ambition, and self-control, others will often assume those qualities exist before you prove them. Your clothing becomes a silent introduction. Your grooming becomes a sign of self-respect. And your overall appearance becomes evidence that you expect more from yourself than the average man. Dress for the position you want in life, not because you are pretending to be someone else, but because you are preparing yourself to become that man every single day. Many men believe their appearance ends with their clothes, haircut, or physique, but they overlook one of the most powerful parts of their image: body language. You can wear the finest outfit in the room, yet destroy its effect the moment you slouch, avoid eye contact, or move with nervous energy. Machiavelli understood that power is not only seen in what a man wears, but in how he carries himself. Your posture, your facial expression, the way you walk, and even how you use your hands, all communicate confidence or insecurity before a single word leaves your mouth. People constantly read these silent signals, often without realizing it. If your body tells a story of uncertainty, your words will struggle to convince anyone otherwise. A man who stands tall immediately appears more capable. His shoulders are back, his head is level, and his movements are calm. He does not rush through a room as if he is trying to escape. He moves with purpose because he knows where he is going. This simple habit changes how others respond to him. Confidence is often recognized before it is spoken. Eye contact is another powerful tool that many men underestimate. Looking people in the eye shows attention, honesty, and self-belief. Constantly looking at the floor, checking your phone, or glancing away during conversations can suggest fear or discomfort, even if you are simply shy. Strong eye contact does not mean staring aggressively. It means looking at people naturally while remaining relaxed. It tells them you are fully present and unafraid of the interaction. Your facial expression also matters. Some men walk through life looking angry, exhausted, or uninterested without realizing it. Others constantly seek approval with nervous smiles or forced laughter. The strongest expression is calm confidence. You do not need to smile every second, but you should avoid looking tense or defensive. A relaxed face suggests emotional control, and emotional control is one of the greatest signs of strength. Your handshake, the way you sit, and even how you listen all become part of your appearance. A firm but respectful handshake communicates confidence. Sitting upright instead of collapsing into your chair shows attentiveness. Listening without constantly interrupting demonstrates patience and maturity. These small actions create a powerful image because they reveal discipline without requiring any explanation. Even the pace of your movements influences perception. Men who constantly fidget, tap their feet, adjust their clothes, or rush through every action often appear anxious. Men who move with steady, deliberate actions appear composed. This does not mean becoming slow or robotic. It means avoiding unnecessary movements that reveal nervousness. Calmness is a form of confidence that cannot be faked for long. The good news is that body language is a skill, not a talent. It improves with awareness and practice. Stand in front of a mirror. Record yourself speaking. Notice your posture when you walk. Observe how confident people carry themselves, not to copy them exactly, but to understand the habits that project strength. Over time, these adjustments become natural. They stop feeling like techniques and become part of your identity. Machiavelli believed that people are influenced as much by what they observe as by what they hear. Your body language is always speaking, even in silence. Make sure it tells the story of a man who is disciplined, composed, and fully in control of himself. When your appearance and your actions align, you become far more convincing than words alone could ever make you. A powerful appearance is not created in a single day. It is built through small actions repeated every day until they become part of who you are. This is where most men fail. They become motivated for a week, buy new clothes, get a fresh haircut, and promise themselves they will maintain a high standard. Then life becomes busy, discipline fades, and old habits return. Machiavelli would remind you that power belongs to those who remain consistent, not those who rely on temporary motivation. Your appearance should not be something you think about only before an important event. It should become a daily weapon that quietly works in your favor wherever you go. Every morning is an opportunity to strengthen your image. Before leaving your house, ask yourself one simple question. Does the man in the mirror look like someone who respects himself? If the answer is no, make the necessary changes. Comb your hair, clean your shoes, iron your clothes if needed. Trim your beard, wash your face, and stand up straight. These actions take only a few minutes, but they create an impression that can last for years. People remember how you make them feel, and your appearance influences those feelings before you ever begin a conversation. Your environment also affects your appearance. A disciplined man keeps his room clean, his wardrobe organized, and his belongings in order. Chaos around you often creates chaos within you. When everything has its place, getting ready becomes easier, and maintaining high standards becomes automatic. This habit also trains your mind to value order over disorder, preparation over excuses, and discipline over comfort. Another important habit is taking care of your health. Sleep well, drink enough water, eat nutritious food, and exercise regularly. Healthy skin, bright eyes, good posture, and steady energy are difficult to fake. They are the natural result of treating your body with respect. Many men spend money trying to improve their appearance, while ignoring the daily habits that create genuine attractiveness. No expensive outfit can hide poor health or constant exhaustion. Your body reflects the choices you make every day. Confidence also grows through preparation. If you know you are clean, well-groomed, physically active, and dressed appropriately, you enter every room with greater certainty. You stop worrying about how others see you because you know you have done your part. That confidence becomes visible in your voice, your posture, and your decisions. People naturally respond to men who appear comfortable in their own skin. This is why appearance should never be separated from character. The strongest image is created when your outer presentation matches your inner discipline. Do not chase perfection. Chasing perfection often leads to frustration because no one looks flawless every day. Instead, chase consistency. Aim to become 1% better every day. Improve your posture a little, dress a little better, eat a little healthier, speak a little more confidently. Over months and years, these small improvements create a dramatic transformation. Others will call it confidence, charisma, or natural presence, but you will know the truth. It was built through ordinary habits repeated with extraordinary consistency. Machiavelli believed that lasting power belongs to those who prepare before opportunities appear. Your appearance is one of those preparations. It is a silent weapon that works while you are speaking, listening, negotiating, or simply walking into a room. Make it part of your daily routine, and over time you will discover that the world begins to treat you differently. Not because you became someone else, but because you finally chose to present the strongest version of the man you already had the potential to become. Your appearance is more than a reflection in the mirror. It is a statement about your discipline, your standards, and the respect you have for yourself. Machiavelli understood that people judge what they can see before they discover what lies beneath. Use that reality to your advantage. Build habits that strengthen your image every single day, not to impress others, but to become a stronger version of yourself. When your appearance reflects confidence, purpose, and self-control, doors begin to open naturally. Master your image, master perception, and you will discover that power often begins long before you speak.